So you're about to become a student teacher. I have students at Cal State Fullerton, and I always tell them, hey, during the student teaching experience, it's kind of like a long-term interview. And so here are three tips on how you can have a strong student teaching experience. The first tip that I want to give you is for you to know your why. I talk about this a lot on the Ed Family channel. It was actually my first video. When I talked about civic engagement and learning, we began with why civic engagement and learning. So also when we talk about student teaching, I always like to ask you, why student teaching? And maybe ask you more deeply, why teaching? Now for myself on the Ed Family channel, our goal is to help students find out what they're good at so that they can do good with it. And so that's a passion of mine. It makes me feel good to do that work, and I feel like it's an act of compassion for others when I support them in that work as well. Whether they're students or other teachers or the educators or the community, I just get a lot of I get a lot out of it. It blesses me. And so what is your why of why you want to be a teacher? Because sometimes in the middle of it all, the TPEs, teacher performance expectations, the teacher performance assessments that you got to write up, content and language objectives, working with your master teacher, working at the university and taking your coursework. That's a lot that's going on in your life. And so sometimes you get lost in the how and the what of everything. And if you're not grounded in the why you're doing this, sometimes that passion, that energy, that compassion, it doesn't thrive. And so I really want to encourage you to be deeply rooted in the why you want to be a teacher and why this student teaching experience. The second tip I want to give you is, first of all, helping and then asking for help. So when I say helping, I mean when you get into the student teaching role, the teacher, typically is by themselves and doing all the teaching, the work, the planning. And once again, they're not getting like this huge stipend or this huge benefit from taking on a student teacher. If they say yes, that's really a commendable thing that any teacher would want to do as an act of service and leadership for others. So this is your opportunity then to show your appreciation, your thanks, help out where you can. Might it be with the grading? Might it be with the planning? Might it be with the copies? Could be with the progress monitoring. Ask how you can help. I think that is going to be beneficial. And then when you know what is helpful, continue to do those things and let your master teacher, mentor teacher know that you are a very, very helpful person, leaving that positive impression, positive impact. And I think that's what you want to do too. But sometimes as a student teacher, you might feel a little paralyzed, like, oh, what should I do? What shouldn't I do? Get in there and help, right? Secondly, ask for help. So if there's an area that you have a question about, let's say it's progress monitoring or assessments or making a parent contact. First of all, on the Ed Family channel, I have created a lot of questions that other teachers or other new teachers or even emerging leaders ask. So I might have your question on the Ed Family channel, and if I don't, let me know in the comments so that I can make a video on that. But after having researched and thought out, this is what I think, I might want to do in this situation, going then to your master or mentor teacher and then asking, hey, this is kind of the situation. These are my thoughts. What's your opinion? Ask for help, right? Oftentimes they'll add some insight that you hadn't thought of. And that will be helpful, especially if you're coming in with your own background, thoughts, experiences, research that you've done in advance. The third tip that I want to give you is to be involved. And so your master mentor teacher may say, hey, you don't need to go to this meeting. Hey, don't go to this meeting. Don't go to this meeting. And they're doing that because they know all the different responsibilities that you have, and they're not wanting you to feel burdened, because there's just already a lot that you're doing. But being involved allows you to connect with other people besides your master or mentor teacher, because like I like to say, the student teaching opportunity is a time to, shine for yourself, because it's kind of like that long-term interview once again. So you want to be connecting with other teachers. You want to be connecting with other leaders. You want to be connecting with administrators. So you want to be there at the grade level teams. You want to be there at the PLCs, the professional learning communities. You want to be there participating in professional development. You want to be there contributing your ideas. I had some great student teachers in the past who actually helped me and work with me way beyond, above and beyond the expectation, to actually lead some events like a soapbox competition. I talk about that 5 sentences to create a soapbox speech, but we actually had a competition, and I had a student teacher who helped run this event. So this student teacher left not only with knowing how to run the class, but also how to be a leader on campus as well. So it's your opportunity to grow. I know it's a lot going on, but I encourage you, if you're able to, you don't want to just connect with just your master or mentor teacher. You want to connect with as many as possible. In fact, I remember my first year of teaching, 2 teachers said, "Hey," I asked them, "Hey, can I just sit in your class during my conference period? Can I just grade in there in the back just so I can learn from you, observe you?" And I learned so much that year. So if you even have the chance to observe other teachers and be humble enough to say, "Hey, I would love to see and meet with and observe other teachers just so that you can grow and learn," then that's going to benefit you so much as well. Lastly, and this is a bonus. I said 3 tips, but here's a bonus. Know your worth. Know your worth. I think sometimes when it comes to teaching, this work is hard even for teachers who've been teaching a long time. And so sometimes there's this temptation to think, if the lesson is not good, or the student doesn't like you, or you get that negative parent contact, that it's affecting your intrinsic worth. Like, you're not good, And I want you to know that you are valuable, you are worthy. And so whether your lesson goes great or doesn't go great, I want you to remember your worth. Know your worth. And please don't treat yourself worse than you would treat another student in the class. For example, you would never tell your student, "That was a horrible assignment. You totally failed on that." You would not say those things to your students, right? You would say, "Hey, you're going to get it next time. Great job. We got this right. You want to focus on this now." You would be very comforting, very encouraging. And so when you talk to yourself, I encourage the same for yourself as well. Speak kindly to yourself. And I hope by the end of this student teaching period, you will have made some amazing connections, received some amazing recommendations. And if not at that site, maybe there's some other places where you'll have the opportunity now to not be a student teacher, but to be a teacher. But you will have made all those wonderful connections along the way. If there's any questions that I didn't hit, let me know. I'd love to support all our student teachers out there. This is Dr. Jeff from Ed Family, signing out.